Once I graduated, my parents actually cried because they could not believe it. They were like, finally, it was a punch in the face of everyone who actually said bad things. If you see me for the first time, I'm really funny and carefree and I'm enjoying everything, you would not think I'm a dentist. But dentists are also humans.
Yeah.
There are very mean dentists out there. I'm not one of them. I had low chances to get accepted, but I knew I could make it.
What do you like about your work?
I wouldn't say like, I would say love. Because there's a difference. He was so happy. He was looking in the mirror, smiling like, wow, finally I have teeth, I can smile. Once I got his reaction, it really touched my heart that it was not my intention at first because I didn't think about it. But since that day on, it is my intention.
Welcome to Denmarkreal. My name is Amar. With me today is Lujane Abdulatif. She is a young dentist living in Germany. Lujane, you moved from Iraq to Germany as a really young girl with your family.
Yes.
How has it been living? How has it been moving from one country to another with all these changes?
Okay, well, first when I came to Germany, I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
I did not really realize the differences. I just knew my family is now complete. That's it. I didn't realize how different this country is and how different the other country is. I didn't even know it's a different country. I just knew my mom's next to me, my brother is next to me, and I'm getting to know to my father, who my mother spoke very well of.
Yeah, because he moved before you, right?
Exactly. I never saw my father before. I saw him when I was 5. But I always heard stories and saw one picture of him. So my mom actually continuously made us being familiar with my father, who we never saw.
Wow.
Yes.
It must be an experience to see your dad as 5 years old for the first time.
Yeah, but of course his face or him as a person was a completely different human. I didn't know him as stranger, but something told me that he was someone I could rely on, someone I could trust, because my mother trusts him and she always told us.
So she built that in you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She took care of that we are not that unfamiliar with him.
So how was it living in Germany? How was it in your school times, especially in the elementary school?
Elementary school was tough because I didn't understand anything. I was in kindergarten only for 1 year, and then directly after that they sent me to school. There my language skills were very poor. Of course, at home I speak Arabic. My parents were not very good in German, so I had a very limited amount of knowledge when it comes to language. In school, first or second class, we were reading a book I didn't understand. I wanted to understand, but I could not. I didn't know what was the problem because I was a child. But yes, I was kind of frustrated as a kid already.
That's tough. That's tough. I know that, especially when I came to Denmark, it was the same. Being 12 years and doesn't know the language. It's tough.
It's very different. Everyone knows except for you, so it's also very difficult.
But how did you feel?
How I felt or how I feel
Yeah,
now?
how did you feel back then?
Well, I was frustrated. I wanted to get better. I wanted to understand, but I had no means to do so. I didn't know how. When the teacher asked me a question or asked us a question about the book or about whatever we were reading, many children were like raising their hand to answer. I wanted to answer as well. I wanted to raise my hand, but I could not because I didn't know the answer. I didn't even know what the question is.
Okay.
So it was like this for me and my brother. We were in the same class.
Yeah?
Yes.
Were you the same age?
we were not the same age, but we came at the same time to Germany. So he's 1 year older than me.
Yeah.
He was also only 1 year in kindergarten, and we were sent to the same class at the same time. So yeah, with the same amount of knowledge. Yeah, so we were in the same boat.
So you started there and now you're a dentist.
Yes.
What were your dreams back then when you were a kid?
Well, at that time, I just wanted to understand. I didn't want to know.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know anything else except just to understand now and be able to raise my hand. But from time to time, when I knew about jobs or what the adult people were doing, I wanted to be a veterinarian. But this always changed from time to time. The older I got, my dreams were changing, or my goals, or whatever they were at that time. At some point I wanted to be a cook, and then I heard I would be only peeling potatoes. So I was like, maybe not.
Not exciting?
No.
No.
So just like while you're growing, you have like different thoughts, different dreams. Yes.
Yeah, but you kept on going and you held on to your dreams of maybe becoming the dentist. Did it just come to you, or how did?
Well, many people would say, "Oh, I always wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be a dentist. I always wanted to be, I don't know, a firefighter." In my case, it was not like this.
No.
I actually one day was doing a work experience at a dentist, and when I went home, I was like, I'm never gonna be a dentist. But I did not know what the dentist actually does. What they showed me there was only what the assistant does. I didn't like this. It was not what was in my imagination. I didn't see what the dentist was doing. So it was not exciting at all. So this way I mixed up the work of a dentist with the work of an assistant. So I thought, I don't want to be a dentist. But later on, one day I did work experience at a hospital in England, and there I was, watching some surgeries, and I realized, I really like it. And they always ask me, are you fine? Are you gonna collapse? Are you fine seeing the blood and everything? I'm like, what? Yes, I'm fine. What's your problem? And then after a while, I realized actually not everyone could bear seeing blood or an open stomach or whatever. So I realized, maybe that's my thing.
Yeah.
And since it was in English, I actually thought, let's do it in English.
Yeah.
So since then, I actually applied for medicine.
Yeah.
But this did not, I had a plan B. Simultaneously, I applied for dentistry, and then dentistry worked out. So I thought I would change to medicine afterwards, because it's at the beginning it's quite similar. And then I was like, actually I like dentistry, so let's just stay.
Yeah, but you graduated from Madrid in Spain, right?
Exactly.
Why is that?
Because first, of course, in Germany there's high competition. Yeah. Since I was not the very best of my class or in Germany in general, I had low chances to get accepted, but I knew I could make it. I knew I was interested in it. I knew I had actually the power to study and the understanding of all this. So I just took another way to get in, because in Germany it's quite unfair to how they manage the acceptance. So I managed to get in, and I kept studying.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did you feel that at your graduation day?
At my graduation day, I felt complete. I felt so proud. I felt I was, it's indescribable. It was a dream coming true while my parents were watching, and this made me just so proud. If I think back, I could get emotional about this, but it was really a very satisfying feeling. Like, I finally made it. All the people saying bad things or saying also bad things to my parents, I just punched them right now. This was also part of the feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got there. What were the things that you didn't like people were saying?
In general,
Yeah.
it was not only back then, but also now, and I keep hearing that people are just complaining too much. They just focus on themselves. They think they are the only ones who are at a disadvantage without even realizing or thinking about what they have done to be at this point. For example, I had a conversation. I was meeting friends and I had a nice conversation. We didn't see each other for a long time. And there the topic popped up, being underpaid. One was saying, doctors get too much money. And we assistants get too little money. Nobody's thinking about us. We work so much, but we don't get anything, and everything the doctor gets. At this time, or at this moment, I was actually just holding back. I didn't say anything, although my opinion was different. But also I know much more things, other things. They don't know what doctors or dentists actually went through to get there where they are. And they don't realize or don't acknowledge how much work they put into their degree or their work. So I think it's pretty unfair to say that doctors get too much money. Well, doctors put a lot of effort in this. They don't know what we went through. And this quite hurts me also, because like this they don't give us credit and they don't respect us actually, if you say that. Yeah. That's my opinion, because you cannot compare what the doctor is studying or what he was studying, what hardships he or she had to go through with the education of an assistant, because of course I'm not lying, it is much easier than studying dentistry or medicine. Nobody can lie about that. But and of course the money in the end is of course different.
I have seen doctors here and I've talked with some. 19 hours straight work is tough. It's a lot of hours.
I had some sleepless nights. I doubt that the people studying, the assistants, having sleepless nights unless they did not study.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I don't know it, but I doubt it.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough for some, especially with all these things, with the decision you have to take, because the responsibility will always fall on you.
Exactly. The thing with the responsibility is it's worth a lot of money already.
Yeah.
Because everything you studied, it's in dentistry or medicine, it's not just studying and knowing the theory. It's continuously evolving knowledge. It's always new knowledge. It's always new responsibilities. It's always higher responsibilities. Like, it's never ending. The innovation of the medical technology and everything, this is crazy.
Yeah.
It evolves so fast. And of course the responsibility with that, because there's always new knowledge.
Yeah.
What I studied in dentistry is just the basics of all. But once I start working after graduating, there's the time where I'm actually learning. And it keeps going. Doctors and dentists, they always have to go to specific courses in order to increase their knowledge. Because there's, medicine it's something in life, it's real.
Yeah.
We don't know all pathologies, we don't know all diseases. There are always different diseases and we always have to figure out a way to stay healthy or to work against a disease, hence coronavirus.
Yeah.
For example,
Right now, yeah.
like coronavirus is actually just a bigger term. It has a different name, and we were all kind of exposed to coronavirus in general. But that specific type of coronavirus, which is COVID-19,
Yeah.
this is the new one, and we are maybe immune against the other coronaviruses, but against that one, which is new, no, not yet.
Okay, so hopefully we get through this.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like very complicated. That's what I want to say. It's very complicated. It's reality.
Yeah, because right now is a lot of people are in panic.
Exactly.
And you saw me just when you came here. I had this
Yes.
this infection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like this.
We have to keep safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just wash your hands.
Yeah. What should people do? Let's take it.
What people should do? Well, I'm a dentist, but
Yeah.
still, since I'm in a healthcare sector, of course, you should keep the basic hygiene, which we all should do already.
Yeah.
Wash your hands every time. Try not to touch doorknobs. Like more than hygiene, you cannot really do. Of course, if somebody's sneezing or being sick, stay away. Don't show to the person, otherwise you would hurt them. But just for your safety, just go away or turn away.
Yeah.
2 meters.
And
will
if
be
you
fine.
touch the handles, because you have to open the doors.
Yeah, people don't think about that.
Try to
Yeah.
clean your hands, maybe.
Exactly. Like what I do, I try never to touch any door.
How can you open the doors?
Like this.
Oh, okay.
Or like this. Yeah.
Maybe
or with the paper. I use
Yeah.
always when I'm in public, airport, public bathrooms, always with the paper.
Yeah.
People don't think about that. Also, when you open the water, the tap,
Yeah.
this
Contains
is
a lot
also
of bacteria, right?
one of the most contaminated places is that doorknobs and everything what people many times touch.
Yeah.
The cart when you go shopping, grocery shopping, also.
Yeah, because you are going to touch your face. You are going to touch your eyes
Yeah.
and mouth and nose,
Exactly,
right?
and don't touch your eyes, mouth, everything which can get into
Ears
your
maybe
body.
also?
Ears are more protected, but just try not to touch.
Yeah.
Because hands touch everything because you need them. But
And how about having something with you, like a disinfection
Perfect.
gel or...
take them with you.
Yeah.
Yes. Like the more you keep your hands clean,
Yeah.
the less risk you have to get any virus.
Yeah.
Not only coronavirus.
What do you like about your work?
I wouldn't say like, I would say love.
Okay.
Because there's a difference.
Yeah.
Yes. What I love about work or my work is that I can help people. This I did not realize before I actually did it. One time I had an HIV patient, but I had to give him or make him a prosthesis, a denture. He didn't have any teeth. So he came to the office, he said, I want this and this. I was like, okay. So for me at that time, it was like during my university clinics. At that time I was like, oh, okay, I have one more requirement I could finish because that's very important for us in order to graduate. So it was like this, oh, okay, nice, I have one more requirement I could do. So I was doing my job, a few visits, come here, and then in the end, the denture was finished, and I gave it to him, and I checked the occlusion, I checked if it fits, everything, and then he was so happy. He was looking in the mirror, smiling like, wow, finally I have teeth, I can smile, finally I'm able to eat and talk properly. And that moment got me. I was like, what did I do? For me, it was at the beginning just a requirement. But once I got his reaction, it really touched my heart that it was not my intention at first because I didn't think about it. But since that day on, it is my intention to give people what they need and to help them and to make them smile, like my patient did that time.
Yeah.
So their reaction makes me very happy. Exactly.
It's a so simple thing that we need to eat. Everybody take it for granted that we can eat and enjoy our food and taste it and have no problems.
Yes.
But when you have pain in your teeth, like it is in your center of your being. Like you cannot avoid it, right?
Mm.
That's tough.
Yeah, we should think more about what we have and not what we don't have.
And appreciate them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. How was it wearing a scarf? Being a woman, Muslim woman, right? In Europe?
I heard many stories from others.
Yeah?
I cannot speak for everyone.
No?
In my experience, I barely had any problems. I don't know if it's my personality, if it's just my way of thinking that I don't register the bad vibes or the bad reactions. But for me, I barely had any problems because I did not make it a problem, actually. If I think about it, I never put it in my way. I never put it as an excuse that I did not get something, you know. Of course, there are bad people, mean people in this world, but I don't blame my scarf for that. Mm. I'm not saying this person is racist or this person is anti-Islam, whatever, because I don't know. So the only thing is this person had a bad day. That's why they're doing this to me or to everyone, whoever. So for me, I never really had. But if I think about it, when I went to, in Germany, there's this high school, Gymnasium. If you graduate from that school, you're able to go to the university. So I was there, I was new, and I was the only one with a scarf. I had just a few other foreigners, 2 more. So we were 3 in total from, I think, 24 people in class. Sometimes they were throwing some mean comments, like, I don't know, there was some picture in biology of a chromosome or whatever. And one was just saying, oh, this looks like a scarf of Lujane. I was laughing because I took it as a joke. Everyone was laughing. Why should I not laugh? So I was laughing, but in the end, when I thought about it, after years, I realized this was actually very mean. So I really think it was me who did not really register what people were saying.
Are you trying to look at things positively? Is it that?
I think so too. I never realized it until people told me, oh, you're very positive. Oh, I wish I was like you. Oh, that's really good. Like, I like, I don't know, watching your stories, whatever, because you're always like carefree. So since then I was like, oh, maybe I am. That's why I would tell you now.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yes. I try to be positive. I try to, avoid bad vibes, bad people. Also, when people keep complaining about things, I just either try to make them think positive or try to just ignore and go my way. Depends on the person.
Yeah. Were there a person in your life that inspired you? Maybe your family, friends, or someone else?
What?
A person that inspired you in your life.
Inspired me, yes.
Yeah. Was there a person that just pushed you in a direction, or usually we have that person, or either a family or a friend? Or...
Yes, of course, my parents inspired me. They inspire me every day. They always think very positive about things to go forward in life. My mom always said that the Prophet in Islam said, even if you know that tomorrow the end of the world will happen, keep doing your stuff and plant the plant which you planned to do. So keep going, doesn't matter what you think tomorrow will come.
Or not, yeah.
Or not. Even the plant, which takes ages, years, hundreds of years, if it's a tree, to grow. do it. So my parents, of course, inspired me and supported me. And there are also, not everyone has parents, not everyone has these close people. But I'm sure they have other people online, for example, influencers. If it's not friends, then it's those people online. And for me personally, there is one person. She's a personal trainer, and I'm in love with her. She's a cancer survivor, and she also had a really tough time. She's from Sweden, young and pretty, and yeah, of course, with a history. And she had a really tough time during her cancer period, and the chemotherapy and everything is very tough. Even in dentistry, patients like this, we treat extra with much caution, and you know, it's very tough just to make people understand that time. And she finally was cancer free. She always stayed positive though. And she started to, or she did already before, but she started to push herself a lot more. And yeah, she has also workouts now and a meal app. I'm doing her workouts and I'm just impressed. I'm so impressed. I never stick to a routine for that long. It's been over a year now for me, and it's just amazing with it. Like her workouts give amazing results. If you stick to her plans, you're gonna get really great results, and that's something I never have thought about myself. And this made me love myself more and be more confident about me, about my body, just about everything. And I also keep getting new notifications. I put them myself because I think she's very inspiring with her everyday posts. She answers questions. You can see she really cares about her followers and her Team Linlow's fam. I'm part of it. And yes, like it's someone far away, but still so close to you that you really feel comfortable. So if I ever see her in real life, I'll be like, hey, like we're best friends or something.
Because you know her so much.
Yes, because also she gives us so much importance and care, and she tells us so much, and it's just like a family. So I recommend everyone who has a hardship or who doesn't have a great family relationship or close friends, they should surround themselves by positive-minded people who kind of like really inspire you and influence you in a positive way. Of course, they should never like change you and your character, but improve you maybe, like, or you make it like this. You decide what you want to improve about yourself and get that specific help from someone or somewhere. So it's very important to keep being surrounded by good and positive-minded people like I do with Lynn Lois. I really love her.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
You can look her up and see who she is. Maybe she could inspire you too.
She will.
Yeah.
Yes. It's really important to be surrounded by good and positive-minded people, like I do with Lynn Lois. She daily posts new content. She shows that she cares about her followers, about her Lynn Lois fam. I'm part of it, by the way. Yes, and yeah, this way I get inspired. I get positive vibes every day because she posts stuff every day, and she interacts with her followers, and I feel very comfortable when I open my phone on my Instagram. I feel, oh, she really takes care of us, although she's so far away but still so close. I'm really happy about that, and I recommend this to everyone who doesn't have a family or good family relationship or friends or close friends or cannot really open up to the world, to choose specific people or influencers online, the easiest way, who could inspire them and go their way with them. And automatically you will kind of open up more to the world. That's how I see it, and to yourself as well. So it's very recommended to do that.
So Lynn Lewis,
I don't know, it's Swedish.
find her out there. Maybe she could inspire you.
Yes.
Yeah.
She will.
She will. What have excited you the most the last, let's say, 2 years?
The last 2 years?
Yeah.
Wait. Many things happened the last 2 years. Well, I was excited for my graduation. I graduated about 1 year ago.
Yeah.
And my trip to Korea, I was very excited about that. And in between, I went to concerts, of course.
Let's talk about your trips. You travel a lot.
Well, people say that, yes.
Yeah, yeah, people say that, yeah. Yeah, why do you travel that much?
Well, for me, it's boring to stay at home. If I had the time, I would go out and explore the world. And I also recommend this to everyone who has the ability, financially and mentally, because with every trip you do, you learn something new, even if it's the same culture or the same content, even if it's the same culture or continent, you will always learn something. If it's a 1 week trip or if it's a 1 month trip, I'm sure you will learn one more thing, and this is very valuable because probably you would not learn it there where you are at home in your comfort zone. And I think since you travel to other continents or see new cultures, you will learn immensely. You will learn so much more without realizing it. But one day when you talk to your little sister or your little cousin or your nephew or your children or your friends, you will realize, oh, I know so much, I'm sharing so much with them because I can relate everything to something.
Yeah.
And this way I'm also contributing actively to the conversation. So I think this is very valuable because without really realizing it, you will learn, you will gain something. Of course, you have to pay with money, but what you pay with money, you will get as experience, as knowledge back. And I think this is much, much, much more than the money you spend on that trip.
Yeah, a lot more valuable, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What kind of personality traits that you wished people around you knew about you?
In school, I was kind of clumsy, funny, happy, carefree. I still kind of am, but specifically in school, I think people were thinking I was, I don't want to say stupid, but let's say I think they were thinking I was stupid because I didn't know what was in my brain. Of course, I'm carefree and I'm, I don't know, funny and I'm having fun. But once you meet me and talk with me about deep stuff, about life, you will see a different person. I hear people saying, how did you become a dentist? Like, I don't take it bad because it's true. Like, if you see me for the first time, I'm really funny and carefree and I'm enjoying everything, you would not think I'm a dentist. But dentists are also humans.
Yeah.
There are very mean dentists out there. I'm not one of them. I'm the nice one. I think.
You would think about yourself, yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to be a dentist or a doctor who's like, who has his nose up high there, because I'm still a human like everyone else. Yeah. And through my education in dentistry, I realized everyone is a human, like biologically a human being. I don't differentiate between this or the other one, especially because of what I have gained in my education. For me, human is human. I don't care who you are, That's one point. Of course, before that I was also thinking that in an ethical way, but from the biological perspective, even more.
Yeah.
Yes, like your flesh is also like my flesh. Yeah. Your blood, although there are different types of blood, but still kind of the same blood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So once you get to know me, I think you will change your mind, which is good. I'm glad about that. I'm happy it's not the opposite.
Yeah.
But I think people should not judge a book by its cover. Yes.
Good advice, actually. Yeah.
Very important.
What kind of advice would you give us out there to keep taking care of our teeth and our body?
Well, teeth, I could tell you many things,
Yeah.
but to make it short, just brush your teeth 2 times a day, in the morning and in the evening, and floss. Many people don't floss, but you're not doing enough for your dental and oral health if you don't floss. And if you say, I'm brushing my teeth, make sure to brush them properly, the correct technique. So go to the dentist and ask them, I really want to know how to brush my teeth, because people say, yes, I brush my teeth, but I still have gingivitis, I still have bleeding here, I still have, gingival recessions and everything, like a bad condition. Maybe they should check how they brush their teeth and what they use. That's the main thing I would say.
How about sugars, drugs, and alcohol, and all this kind of stuff?
Of course, drugs, medicine plays a big part, but you cannot control that if you're sick, if you have a systemic disease. Of course, it affects the oral health, but that's another thing. If you mean drugs by cocaine, for example, don't do that. In the end, you will get a hole in your palate and you cannot even eat yogurt or drink water. Like, don't do that. That's the minimum thing, the least thing about that. When it comes to smoking, don't ever smoke. Don't even think about it, because you're not just doing something bad to your lungs, what people just think. It's to your whole body and also your teeth. When I treat smokers, I have a hard time as a dentist, because their oral mucosa inside the tissue, the cheeks inside.
Yeah, what about them? Because
they get thicker, and for example, I have a harder time to treat a tooth which is in the back. But for themselves, it's just creating cancer. It's on their way, and also their whole oral condition gets a lot worse. In the end, they might even lose all their teeth, because the metabolism and the immune system does not react as it should if they didn't smoke. So there are more things, but it's too much if I tell it now. But my recommendation is just don't ever smoke, because it really affects your health, not only your lungs, but your whole body and your teeth and the oral.
Yeah, because there's oral cancer, right?
Oral cancer is the first sign of any cancer, kind of.
Yeah.
Let's put it differently. In the oral cavity, we have the first signs of cancer. There, you can see it first. So go to the dentist regularly, of course, even more if you're older. So 2 times a year, depending on the person, but 2 times a year, go to the dentist just for a checkup. And also for the children, if you have a newborn, after a few days, go to the dentist. So also, while growing up, they get used to the dentist. I have many patients who are scared of the dentist. I hear it many times, I hate the dentist. I hear it in front of me. They say it. I don't want to go to the dentist.
Yeah.
It's a torture. I'm like, you're not the first one. Just sit. I understand them because the parents bring their children to the dentist once they have pain, and then they associate pain with dentist, because at the dentist there's probably also pain. Well, they come with pain already, so in general they will associate it with that. Of course we use anesthesia and everything, but just the association in general. And imagine they never saw a dentist before. It's like everything at once. So of course they have a bad experience, and this probably for the rest of their lives.
What are the plans for the future? Do you have any dreams?
My dreams are not dreams anymore. They're goals because I'm working on them. I take it seriously. And for me, it is in my career, in my field, to reach the top. But don't misunderstand me, it's not your top or her top or my colleague's top. It's my own personal top. I want to be specialized in one direction. And later I want to be a professor because I like teaching. Of course, it's a hard way, a very difficult way to get there because you need to put so much effort in it. And I'm right now at a disadvantage because I studied abroad. And in this field, you also need connection. So if you studied at a German university, you would know the professors who could help you with the doctor thesis or, moving on in that field. In my case, I'm an external person. They would not know me. They would easily reject me. So this makes it more desirable for me because it's a challenge. I want to be a professor because, as I said, I like teaching also, and I figured out that I could do it pretty well. And also in Germany, when I was younger, when I was in high school, I wanted to be a teacher, Spanish and German or any languages, because I also like languages. But I figured out that in Germany you could not really work as a teacher just in a few cities. So I was like, okay, then I'm not gonna be a teacher if I cannot work. Now it's changing, but little by little.
Why is that?
Why? Well, in Europe, the European Parliament says it's okay. Why should you deny that? Why should you reject that? In Germany, they would be like, or their argument is that you are an idol for the students and you might give them a wrong image, or you cannot show any religious beliefs or what you're voting for. Yeah. These personal.
So you have to be natural.
Decisions, exactly, neutral. And wearing a scarf is part of showing your religion, and they're against that because then you might give them, I don't know how they want to explain it, but it's just because you're sitting there in front of the children and you might brainwash them with your own beliefs. So that's their argument. The European Parliament is against it, like they think it's nonsense. But in Germany, although it's now changing, they're still mostly against wearing a scarf as a teacher. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be a teacher then. Why working towards that if I can be a professor if I'm a dentist? So this is currently my end goal one day. Yes.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thank you, Germany.
Yeah, they push you in another direction, right?
Yes, in a much better direction.
So the things that we thought are bad actually just push us in another direction and made us grow a lot more.
Yes, yeah, I'm thankful for that, although they didn't want this for me, but yes.
Yeah. How do you see failure?
How I see failure? For me, failure is not really failure unless you don't learn from it. So when you learn from a mistake, it's not a mistake anymore. If you improve thanks to that mistake, it's not a mistake anymore. It's a lesson. Exactly. That's my way of thinking. Of course, you get mad or annoyed or sad if you do something wrong, or if something does not happen, or your business fails. But this way, you will think about other things, maybe better things. I could say, oh, it was a failure, I could not be a teacher. It was not a failure, because I just took a different direction. I still could teach. I was teaching during my university years, and I might do later on.
I saw you in a conference once.
I went to a few conferences.
Yeah.
I worked on a topic. I went to dental conferences, and I did a research on a topic, oral pathologies. There's a specific one. And I hold a presentation on that on a congress, and I was just in my 3rd year. I got a lot of help from my professor, of course. Thank you. But yes, that's, I think, the first big step I took into this direction of research.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Could everyone just do it, or was your specific? They chose you specifically?
This you mean? No, I raised my hand and I said, I want to come with you. Take me. I want to do this. I want to try something new. It's something, I don't know anybody who really tried it before. I had 2 colleagues who did it with me, because they have kind of the same mindset as me. They really like researching. They really like going out of their comfort zone and doing things. Just do. I didn't go and study and that's it. You could go to school and, I don't know, learn, do your homework and that's it. But you could also go to school, learn, do your homework, and read the next page of that book. Like read probably maybe the next topic, just out of interest, because you just want to know more, because you can. So why not? That was me. I just wanted to do something extra, try something new. And I like presenting, I like explaining, I like doing my research on something and telling someone about it. So
have you always been like that?
I figured out that I was like that when I was there, but I didn't really think about it. I was interested, I just did it.
Yeah.
Why not? I never actively thought about my personality, if I was like that before or not. I think if you ask me, I was always like that, yes, but I didn't know. But once you get the chance, you will do something and you will see like, oh, I did this.
Yeah.
Okay, next time too. Why not?
Take the opportunities that lies before you.
See,
right?
yes.
Yeah. See.
I'm still mixing other languages. I'm concentrating right now.
How many languages do you know?
Fluently, I speak 4, and basic language knowledge is Korean. So, I don't know, 4.5.
So Arabic?
Yes.
German?
Yes. English?
Yeah.
Spanish? And Korean, very basic. I'm trying.
You lived there for a while, right?
3 months.
Yeah.
Yes. I was doing work experience in a dental clinic, and there I learned a lot.
That's pretty impressive. Nice. What is success for you?
Success for me is reaching your desires.
Yeah.
The achievement of your desires, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what success is for me. It doesn't matter what you are, who you are, in front of other people, or in the eyes of the public.
Yeah.
What really matters is what you are and who you are. Oh my God. What's really important is what you are and who you are in your own eyes and in comparison to the person you were before.
Yeah.
So once you do something and finish it, this is already success for me. If you do your homework, it's already success for me. If you manage to go to the gym, it's already success for me.
So the small things also. So everything that gets accomplished, right?
Yes, anything you accomplish is success for me. Whatever you put on your mind in order to achieve, and in the end you achieve that, this is success for me. So
Yeah.
but of course people probably might think of the big things. Oh, she has a lot of money, she has a company, they're super rich. This is not success. Success is if they worked on that from the beginning and they achieved that, then this is success. I don't want to name these famous people's names, but them having a lot of money now, I don't know, at 23 or something, this is not success for me. They didn't do anything for that. Of course, I don't know them personally, but from what I know or believe to know, just to explain, this is not success for me if you were born in a rich family. Success for me, if money or a lot of money is your goal, is if you worked for that.
So you have to achieve it by your own hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's something small or big.
Yeah. If I were a genie, what would you wish for?
Health.
Yeah.
Health. Family. Positivity.
To keep those and to have those.
Yes. Because if you're healthy, you're able to do anything. Well, mentally and physically, of course. And if you have your family, you have someone to support you forever. And if you have a positive mind, positivity, then you will achieve everything you want with your health and the support of your family. Because you will not see the bad things, you will see the good things. If plan A did not work, you have plan B. If plan B did not work, you have plan C. And it goes on.
So you just adapt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You do what you can.
What makes you smile?
You. No. Well, of course you make me smile, but in life, you mean?
Yeah.
Happiness in people's eyes. But this is a broad field.
Yeah.
One example is if you are happy and you're a customer, you will come smiling. And if a person comes with a smiling face at me, they make me happy. Of course, it's kind of contagious. And automatically I will be positive again, or stay positive, or be more positive. And automatically you will say nice words, say nice things, or hear nice things. So I think this is what makes me happy.
To see people happy.
Yeah, because you will be happy as well. No? It's contagious.
It is, yeah. It is. If you would go back to the age of 18, what would you have changed?
18?
Yeah.
I was in that new class. I probably would have given less importance to the people in my class, what they think about me, probably, yes. Because at that time, I was like, I wanted kind of to fit in. Not like a crazy person, I want to fit in, I'm whatever. But of course, wherever you are, you would like to be welcomed. What I would have changed is my mindset. In the end, it changed, but I hope it just happened earlier. My mindset that they're not important to me, I will never see them again, so why should I care more about them? Just giving less care about that point. Because it went to nowhere. Yes.
Yeah. But maybe that pushed you.
Yes, in the end it pushed me, actually. I'm thankful for that. It pushed me. In the end, it made me realize that I'm worth more and I'm just gonna go my way. Because in the end, I ignored those people in my class. I knew they were not really impressed by me. It's not like they really wanted to be my friend. So in the end, I blocked them out and I just did my stuff, my things. I just wanted to finish with uni and focus on my career. And in the end, luckily, this worked out. If I had my friends there and I was, distracted by them and everything, maybe it would have been a bit slower until I got to my goal. So thanks to their ignorance towards me, I could focus more on myself and on my career. And yes, thank you.
Yeah, because sometimes we get so fixed on, or so focused on the things that are happening to us, and maybe those things are the things that are pushing us.
Exactly. Yes. So for me, it was never really easy during my school years because I changed school quite often. First, I was with my very low language skills in primary school, and there we moved to another house, and also the school we moved. And there, for some reason, until this day, I don't understand why my new classmates were so mean. It was in 4th grade. They were so mean. They didn't want me and my brother. I don't know what they were thinking or what their mindset was. It really affected us. I think my parents realized that, and we moved back to the other school because there we felt like there we had our friends already. And after that, we moved to a different city. I was 13. The class was nice. There were also many foreigners in class and Germans, but they're very humble. They were nice. And after that, I graduated from middle school and went to high school. There, the only German class was with little foreigners. There it was tough again, but we just talked about it, that this situation actually helped me to focus on myself. And now becoming a dentist makes me really proud, and I'm sure my parents too, because we didn't have the privilege of going to the gymnasium, the high school, directly. Since our language skills, me and my brother, since our language skills were so low, because we just came to Germany, we were in the lowest level school, which is up to 9th grade only, and then you would find a work or whatever. So it was really seen in a bad way. There was this prejudice that the children going to that school were stupid. I would lie if I said it was not. And so it was really sad for me and for my parents and for my brother, because my parents also had to suffer so much. They had friends and their children went to this good school, the gymnasium, and we did not. So the parents would always be like, yeah, my children, and your children are there, giving some comments from here and there, very hurting comments. My parents knew we were not stupid. We could count this and that. Maths was not bad, for example, but they didn't know what was wrong. They didn't know how to improve us academically in order to push us. So they brought us to private teachers. They had to do extra work in order to pay off because it was expensive. It still did not work out, and we did not know why. And my parents were clueless as well, because they were also new in Germany. It was not their country. So we really had a tough time. Me too. I didn't know what was wrong. So in the end, whenever I got older, during the years, I realized I have to study. Of course, I knew I had to study, but I didn't know how to study. How should I study for an exam? I didn't know. But once you get older, your brain also grows. You realize you know how to study. So I studied at home. I knew, finally, somehow. I studied and studied, and I was really interested in class. I was always raising my hands, finally. And I kept studying and taking my career, school career, very seriously until me and my brother also got into the middle school, which is the higher school than the other one. There we also, of course, studied. We did not give up because we had a different goal. Our goal was university in the end. Both of my parents, they were university. They also have a university degree, each one of them. So this was our goal. And so we finished that middle school. We graduated from that because from the other one we jumped. We didn't graduate from it. We jumped because we started studying and we were not stupid. So we managed to go to the other school thanks to that one teacher. He was really nice with us because in the other city, the teachers were not really encouraging us. So then also we graduated from that, and finally we applied to the gymnasium and we got accepted, and now here we are in your studio. Or me at least.
Yeah.
Yes, it was really tough because my parents, for a long time, they had to hear mean comments from their friends.
Yeah.
And I knew this much later.
Yeah.
And it really hurt me as well, knowing that. And their children back then were always saying that to me. Like, they were really mean comments. I would cry over that now, but I'm not. But if you think about it, it was really hurting. And once I graduated, my parents actually cried because they could not believe it. They were like, finally. It was a punch in the face of everyone who actually said bad things, mean stuff, and looked upon us in a bad way. But they're not the only reason we were happy, because it's just a small reason actually. Yeah. We were happy because we were just achieving something. My mom was like, I did my job. Yeah. She was finished. Yeah. She did her job, teaching me and raising me, my father as well. Yeah. And she was fulfilled. She was happy. She finished.
Understand.
Yeah. So.
Now you're here.
Yeah, I'm now here.
Yeah.
And I did not realize that. I went all this way. I did not realize that because I was just positive-minded. Yeah. I knew about that when I was talking to a very nice girl back in Korea. Her name was Yasmin. And I talked to her. I was just like explaining what I did. She's also from Germany. And for me it was normal telling my story because she asked me, and she was speechless. I'm like, why are you speechless? What's wrong? She was like, did you hear what you were saying? Like, did you realize what your story is? I was like, and then she explained me actually her point of view because I could not see that. Mm. And she was like, this is really inspirational. You can be so proud of you. I thought I could be proud of me just because I'm a dentist. Yeah. But she told me I should be more proud of myself because I went through all this and managed to be a dentist as a foreigner in Germany, who started without any language skills, who managed to go from school to school with hard work. And now I realize it as well. And I'm happy to share my story here with you and everyone else.
Yeah, Lujane, it has been great to have you here. I'm really happy that you shared your story.
Thank you.
And I hope that it could inspire someone out there.
I really hope.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
I really feel honored.
Me too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.